Hi guys, my name is Joseph Kuri. I am the founder of Tech Labari and also the head of User Hub Africa, which is a UX design agency which kind of helps clients get better UX for their products. And I'm here with...
I'm Eric Popolampo, co-founder of UX Ghana, a community of product designers, researchers, and PMs. That's it.
All right. So we are here today. What we're doing today is basically a product breakdown. So we are doing a UX review of some popular Ghanaian apps you may have heard of. And today we're doing a UX review of the ECG Power App. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down the app by some UX heuristics or some user experience heuristics. So basically, if you've been using apps on your phone, you know that sometimes the user experience is what makes the app work. So we're going to break everything down as far as the navigation, how the app is designed, what it's missing, what could be better, and just basically how the app can be, have better UX or what's the UX score of it. So me and Eric are going to talk about the app. We're going to show you some functionalities and designs of the app, what we like, what we don't like about it, and just basically give it a score at the end of the day. So yeah, so what we'll do is first is we will actually look at the app in totality.
And there's one thing, these are based on our personal experiences or perspective on what we believe could be a very good app based on the breakdowns we'll be given. And we believe you can or will be able to take out one or two things to adapt to your skill sets and craft to be a better product or UX designer. So without much ado, I think let's get in straight.
Yeah, so right now what we're doing is looking at the app in totality. So on the app now we have the entire home screen, and the app is basically for customers to pay for electricity just through a mobile application. Instead of you going to a local ECG station to make payments, you can just go on the app and make payments for either your postpaid meter or prepaid meter. Right. So we're looking at the app now is basically it just has a home screen, it has meters, it has transactions, and it has your wallet. So that's the basic main navigation of it. So what we're going to do, we're going to break it down by certain things. So we're going to look at the navigation, the first thing. So Eric, what's the best as far as navigation? Like, how do we define what navigation is on the app, on apps?
Right. I think the navigation has to do with how you are able to go through the app seamlessly or flawlessly without having to break out from what the core action of what you are in to do. Hence the navigation having to explain in a brief term.
Yeah, so navigation should be one of the first things of UX design for navigation. This has to be very simple, and it has to be consistent throughout the app, because you don't want different icons on different pages, which can be confusing. Right. So when we're looking at the ECG app, basically there's four navigation icons. You have the home, meters, transactions, and wallets. So what we can say about this is that the navigation is kind of consistent throughout. It has the home, which is good, it has the meters, which is very well labeled, transactions as well, and the wallet section. From the home screen perspective, is what we see is that ECG is just giving you basic information about certain announcements or certain activity that's happening with ECG. And of course, when you go to the meter side, it shows you the meters you can add, whether you're a prepaid user or a postpaid user, and gives you different information about the meters you've been adding. And the transactions page is basically your payments, and it's basically filtered by all-time payments, where your payments you made yesterday, last week, or the week before. And lastly, there's a wallet section. That's basically adding in maybe your bank account, you want to add a payment to it, mobile money wallet, or if you want to even top up the balance on the ECG app itself. So that's basically what we can say about, I guess, the navigation is that it's consistent. It's pretty consistent throughout. It's pretty well layered, and it's not as confusing, which is pretty good.
And one thing I think I like about the navigation is the labeling. Yeah. Aside the icons that they provide at the bottom area, it has been labeled to make it even more easier for you to understand what these icons are. Again, this reduces your cognitive load as a customer or user who isn't properly previewed to these very icons. It makes it easier for you to easily understand what the icons are and be able to easily navigate or move through the app. So I believe it's a good one. What score would you
I'll give it a pretty good score. I'll give it like an 8.5 to a 9 because I think, as far as you were saying, the labeling is very simple. I mean, anybody can see what they're looking at. It's not confusing. It's very clear. Icons are representing like what you're supposed to see. The home icon has the home. The meters has like a meter calculation. Transactions, wallets do the same thing. So I'll give it like 8.5 to a 9, which is pretty good.
Good. I think I would also go for a similar score.
Yeah. So the next thing we'll look at is the UI, or the user experience design of the application. So as product designers, what you want to look for, what you want to do when it comes to your app is simple layout design. That means you need to make sure that your design is not cluttered. It's very simple. Anybody can pick it up one time and use it without getting confused. If we're looking at the ECG app, I'll say the UI is very simple, which is a good thing. Simple is always good. You don't want any complex application. Simple is always good. So like, for instance, I'm navigating the meter section. I like the fact that on the top is they have these like visual icons of kind of
the card
design. So you can see that you can easily add a prepaid meter, you can add a postpaid meter, or you can add a third-party vendor account.
Right.
So for instance, on my app, I've added my home to it, and it shows me all my details. So I have my meter details at the bottom, my meter number, the name, the customer name, the category, which is postpaid, of course, and anything else to do with. And it's pretty good. It's very simple. Again, easy thing to do, easy thing to see. If I want to add a new meter, I just press a button and just go in. But yeah, overall, UI design, again, very simple. Branding, of course, is pretty good. It uses the ECG branding, which is kind of the dark blue, which is really good. What you want to do is do consistent design as far as the branding as well. What do you think about the UI?
Yeah, I think it's generally good. If you look clearly at the top area, I like how they mimicked the physical ECG card to the digital. So it makes it even more easier for you to know that this is the card. Because again, in the physical world, the ECG card looks as similar to what they have on the card, with a yellow, small angle thing here, which shows where you can slot it in. So I like the way they mimicked the physical to the digital, making it easier for you to relay information from the physical to the digital world. And then, coming down, I think it has some little information about, what do I see here? More details about the meter, right?
Yeah.
So it easily tells you the very meter you selected on the card, and what you've consumed and all that. So I think it's pretty good. It makes it even more easier for customers or users to be acquainted to what they are doing and what it seeks to offer. So I think on the score basis, I probably would give it an 8 out of 10. Yeah. And in terms of typography and legibility, it makes it's quite clear for you to read, although it looks a bit smaller in terms of the size of the typography, but I believe it's something they can also look at improving on their next version. But in general, the UI, I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, I think I'll echo what Eric said. Yes, as far as like UI design, I'll definitely say about give it an 8 too. As you said, with the typography, could be a little bit bigger. Some people don't always have the best eyesight. Yeah. So having something bigger to see instead of me like bringing the phone close to my screen and seeing. But apart from that, I think it's really well done. I have really no complaints. It's very easy to see, very easy to go around, very easy to navigate. So as far as UI design, I'll give it an 8, as Eric said. And I think the next thing we want to talk about is basically with every app, you need to always know how to navigate it in case nobody's around. Right. So how does the app deal with like customer support and stuff? So one thing about this app that I would say is a bit lacking, I'm not saying bad, but it's still lacking, is how to find like the customer support. I think the app tries its best when it has like something called the service request at the top, but it's not enough to pinpoint as far as this is a help section. Because let's say I'm stuck, I don't know how to use the app. What apps or best designers usually do is that they have a help section where you can actually go in and find out why is the app not working? Can I find an FAQ? Can I find a customer support line? Things like that. This app doesn't necessarily address that well. Like in the customers and the service request, only thing I have here is request a service, report an issue. But going to the app, I don't see anything that says, customer helpline or anything like that.
Exactly.
So if I'm stuck and I want to call customer help, it's not there. One of the things they could do is maybe they could have a help section at the bottom of the navigation where you can go in and also see, let me click on help and then get that section. What do you think about the help section?
Yeah, exactly. I think I clearly, I'm on the same tangent with you. I guess they having a clear line where you can call in a moment of frustration or where you don't know what to do and are feeling down because you are having a challenge with your meter. There should be a clear helpline where you can call or an email address where you can reach out in an event where you are feeling stuck. I think would be a game changer. And also I think the labeling on it as, if you go back a bit, I think we have it as service request. Service request and help are two distinct words. If you should come down to the user's understanding of what help is. So I think clearly labeling what help is and service request would make it a game changer on what users seek to do when they jump on that very screen or page. So I think that could be another angle they could also look in clarity.
Definitely agree. Because every app needs to have its own section. So maybe help section, FAQ, call, customer support call line. Even though ECG has its own, it would be good that I was on the app so I can see it and I can directly call from my phone.
Exactly.
With that being said, I think if I had to score as far as customer service, I'll give it a 6 because there's major improvement that can be done here. And unfortunately, we don't see it on the app. So I'll give it a 6 for my...
Right. I guess I would probably go for the same 6 because again, we are in the era of AI. So I believe a great integration with, artificial intelligence with their chatbot would be a good changer as well. So myself, I'll give it a 6.
Or they can even add a WhatsApp chat line.
Exactly.
It'd be very easily
accessible.
Right. I totally agree. Lastly, I will talk about the security of the app. So as far as security, one thing about security is that you want to make sure that your app is never compromised, or maybe if anything, you need to make sure that you are the one who can log into the app, or maybe somebody close to you knows how to log into the app.
Exactly.
So with this design is what I'm seeing is there is a lack of account settings. Again, if I'm trying to go into the app, I've logged in already, but I want to directly go into my account and see how to maybe reset the password or change things. This app doesn't necessarily have those features unless I go into this feature called add your Ghana card, and I'd go to update details. But it's a long way to go.
Like a dark pattern, you would say.
Yeah, it's a long way to go if I see that information as this is my information here. But I don't have that thing where I can say, I want to change my password to a different password. Or even have the options to maybe use biometrics. So I want to use my Face ID to just log in.
Two-factor authentication.
Exactly. So these security features are lacking in this app. And remember, this is like a money app. Basically, I put money on it. I can make payments in it, which is you need security.
It's a need to have.
You need a high security because there's money on it. So as far as that security, I think is lacking, which is not a great thing. What do you
exactly? I echo what you say, and I think we are in a modern era where they can have biometrics integrated in their fingerprints, because again, this is more affiliated to money, and Ghanaians or Africans and how we are very attached with our money, and even anything that concerns money on the digital world. Just imagine if you are probably accessing your bank app and logging in. You want to get it closer to you that no one sees you logging in with your password and all that. So I think with integrating the two-factor authentication would be a good one to have.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, the two-factor, Face ID, biometrics, something where it's you can easily go in and change it to make sure. Unfortunately, this app doesn't have that navigation functionality. It's even if it's there, it's too hidden. So I want to maybe, as far as recommendation, maybe put it on the navigation screen where you can see your account. I can go in there and change everything. Yeah, but if I had to give it a score, I'll give it like a 6 because again, finding that security functionality is not easy.
Right.
And yeah, again, it's a money app in a way,
Right.
so you need that functionality, easy to find it and see it.
Right.
What score would you give it?
Yeah, for me, I think this is a must-have. So I probably would give it a 3. Sorry, ECG, you can do better.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just cutting them some slack on the 6, but yeah, I think as far as security is very important. We need to focus more on that because in the past they've had some security issues. So having that on the app is I think a 3 is a really good score to give it. As far as I'll be very generous to give it a 6, but yeah, as Eric said, 3, I'll take that as well. Yeah. So, but overall, what do you think about the app overall as far as the design, security, customer service functionality? Like, what would you think overall?
Yeah, I think overall it is it's a good starter, but I think one thing I noticed was that if you land on the home page or the home screen as a first-time user, what would you want to see? And so you realize that they have sort of a newsletter where it updates you on news updates and all that. And I'm thinking for a new user, is this something that is of much concern to you? I'm believing for a new user, you want to see the various services you can do on the platform. Maybe add a new meter if you are an existing customer. Your meters you have, what data it's consuming, how much is left for you to go. So those are probably some add-ons I would say would be very good to incorporate in the app as a user, right? So those would be my general takeaways, and I believe ECG can do a good job.
Yeah.
But kudos.
Yeah, I would echo what you said. As far as the home screen, like if I'm coming on as a new user, as you said, I don't want to necessarily see all this information all at once because I'm like, oh, I'm a new user. Where do I even go? Even though I can see there's the meters here, I would want a better onboarding. So if I come to home and I haven't added my meter yet, I would like to have like an option to say add a new meter to get started in a way. Like most apps, when you come to the home screen, they give you kind of this icons to follow, like add a new meter, add your mobile money option, things like that. Right. But having just a newsletter just to flow everything, it's kind of it's not necessarily needed as far as using this app meter. It's good to have information from ECG on the app, but but maybe
shouldn't be the front and center of the first thing you see when you land on the page. It should be
front and center. I totally agree with that. Yeah. But overall, if I had to give this app a score out of 10, I would say, as far as a beginning app, I'll say maybe give it like a 7.5 to an 8. But as you said, security is very important, which kind of drags it down. So 7.5 is the best score I'll give it for now.
Yeah, I think Joseph has been generous. I probably will give you a 6.
All right, I think that makes sense. But yeah, so I'll give it a 7.5. Eric could give it a 6, which is about 7 in a way as far as average. So so a lot of things can be done better, but it's a good start. Of course, with design, it's never final. Yeah. So you can always improve over time and make it get better. Right. Security is a big issue, which you fix. Home screen could be redesigned for better functionality. But overall, we give it an app, I guess, cumulatively a 7.
Right.
So that's basically our review of the ECG Power App. If you want to contact us, of course, you can go to uxghana.com, or you can go to User App Africa, where we help you kind of reevaluate your apps and get your services done for you. So signing off, this is Joseph.
Eric, cheers.